What's up guys, Rob here, back in another upload. You read the title, you read the thumbnail. You know what we're talking about today? We've got the Tom Sachs General Purpose Shoe. Now let's get into that intro montage. So here we've got the Tom Sachs GPS in this sulfur yellow colorway. Let's talk a little bit about Tom Sachs. He's an artist from the New York City, of course, with many notable sculptures and exhibits. He's worked with Nike in the past. Everybody's heard about the infamous Mars Yard sneakers. Pretty incredible sneakers with a fantastic story behind them and on how they were acquired by the people that did. Tom Sachs and Nike went a different route with these, making them, in their words, boring and a lot easier to obtain as well, being a general release for a pretty decent retail price. Now let's get on to the details of this sneaker, starting with the sole. We got a pretty plain sole here. It's just a classic Nike waffle sole, although the difference is, of course, with this one is the branding on the heel and the middle of the foot. On the heel, it is printed Nike Craft with the little scribbled swoosh, and right in the middle of the foot is printed US patent number 3753750 in Tom Sachs's signature handwritten style. But I just really love this touch of his caricature, his style, you know. Moving up to the midsole here, on this sulfur yellow pair, it is a beige, creamy white color. It is definitely not plain white as compared to the swoosh and the tongue and laces. Moving on to the upper, let's first talk about the knit material that makes up most of the upper here. Let's get a nice close-up shot. We can see the grains here on this knit material that is very light and breathable, extremely comfortable. And this is one of the features on this sneaker that I really love, that makes up a large portion of the upper. Makes it super comfortable to wear all day. The other material that is on the upper is this beautiful yellow suede leather. This suede leather wraps around the entire toe. We have this lower piece on the side panel, and then it almost completely covers the entire back of the heel. This larger piece at the bottom and then a smaller piece at the top. This small piece at the top of the heel also features a little handwritten debossed Nike, which matches Tom Sachs' style, of course. This combination of this knit and the suede makes these feel absolutely fantastic on feet. Moving on to the top of the sneaker, let's look at the tongue and the laces. So the tongue is also made out of the same knit material, so it's very light and breathable. The laces that come with these are a slightly creamier beige color. It's not the pure white that is on the tongue and the swoosh, which honestly, I love a matching tongue and lace combination, so this is kind of disheartening. At the top of the tongue, and then also on the back of the heel here, we have these bright red pull tabs, which are pull tabs, so you can easily use them to put this sneaker on your feet when you're putting them on. Talking about the tabs, the one on the tongue actually comes out of the bottom here and is a little loop that you can put the laces through, which acts as a little lock so the tongue doesn't flop around towards the sides or go to the bottom of the shoe when you take it off, which I really love. If there's one thing I really hate in sneakers, aside from them not being comfortable, it's the tongue flopping around to the sides. This is one of my biggest pet peeves with Jordan 1s, and is why I lace them a specific way so that the tongue won't flip into the side of the shoe. So this is not an issue with these sneakers, and I absolutely love that detail for it. Since we're still talking about the tongue, let's look at the inside onto the tongue tag. You can see it is embroidered in here, Tom Sachs, and Nike's model number for the shoe. And then we've got the usual legal jargon as well. Taking a peek into the interior of the shoe, we can see the knit material from the inside, and then on the back of the shoe, the interior is made up of a suede leather, and on the heel cup, we have this extra padding, which once again adds to this absolutely unbelievable amount of comfort. Now there's one more detail that I didn't talk about that I should note, which of course is the printed rubberized kind of material that makes up the swoosh and this extra layer around the toe. This is printed into the knit of the sneaker and is apparently supposed to help with waterproofing or something of that sort, but because it doesn't completely cover the sneaker, that's kind of a moot point. But either way, I do think that this is a great thing. The swoosh being printed on instead of an extra layer stitched. Editor Jared here. I know you hear this spiel from every YouTuber, but if you guys could please subscribe, that'd be greatly appreciated. So we can see on this little bit on the studio page, this is not a screenshot. You can see my mouse moving. 92% of you guys that watch my videos are not subscribed. So you could please hit that button, get that number bigger, give me a little bit of dopamine. That'd be greatly appreciated. Now going on to sizing and comfort. On these, I got my true to size, which is a 10.5 US. Or a 44.5 euro. These fit me great width-wise, however length-wise they are a little long, and I do have to tie the laces rather tight at the top to keep them nice and snug on my feet. I would definitely recommend trying these on if you are able to before buying them to see how they fit you. But if not, going with your true to size is perfectly fine. And now the thing I've been already talking about this whole video, the comfort. I'm gonna be 100% honest, this has gotta be my #1 absolute most comfortable sneaker in my collection. Over any New Balances or the Adidas NMDS ones, these take the cake. Despite not having a big cushy sole made out of boost foam, the one detail that Adidas and New Balance don't bother with too much is shaping the sole. And that's something that these sneakers do. They have shaped the inside of the insole to give a little bit of arch support, and that makes all the difference. Also, the materials that make up the sneaker, making it so light and comfortable on your foot when lacing it up nice and tight, just bring it over the top for me. There's not a whole lot of colorways of these guys out just yet. There's a lot of fantasy and custom colorways you can find, but the official colorways are kind of limited at the moment. But if you can find a colorway that you really dig on these, I would absolutely recommend picking up a pair of these because of their sheer comfort and utility. That's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Adios.